Check. Good evening, and welcome to the Twiggs County Board of Education meeting. It's good to see all of our in-person guests, and we also want to welcome our online communities and stakeholders. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's my pleasure to call the Twiggs County Board of Education meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, March 12, 2024, and the time is 6:02 p.m. At this time, I'm going to ask cadets Jada Finn and Anaya Green if they will come up, and they're going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm going to ask everybody to stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silent reflection.
Thank you.
So Anaya and Jada, thank you so much for doing our pledge this evening. Thank you for continuing to serve your school community. And so I want to present you this evening with your Pledge of Allegiance certificate and a little small token of our appreciation. So thank you again, Jada, and thank you, Anaya. So if you will, just open them up like this. Then you're going to go right there in the center and take a picture with the superintendent. So let's give our students a round of applause. Thank you so much.
I will now entertain a motion to approve the agenda for Tuesday, February 12th, 2024. Can I get a motion?
I move.
Excuse me, back up. Make that March the 12th. The agenda for March the 12th, 2024. Okay, go ahead.
I move to approve the agenda for March the 12th, 2024.
Second.
Okay, the motion to approve the agenda for Tuesday, March 12th, 2024 has been properly made by Ms. King and seconded by Ms. Blackshear. Is there any discussion? Okay, the question is on the adoption of the motion to approve the agenda for Tuesday, March 12th, 2024. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. You have received the minutes for the work session on February 27th, as well as March, the two call sessions, the work session was on February 13th. Call sessions were February 27th and March the 5th. Are there any corrections to these minutes?
I have one correction.
Okay.
There's a correction on the call meeting on February the 27th, 2024. It says the ethics statement was made by Ms. Blackshear, but it was made by myself, Rhonda King.
All right. Make that correction. Are there any other corrections? If there are no other corrections, excuse me, the minutes are approved with making that correction for February the 27th. Ms. Blackshear, your ethics statement.
Thank you. In accordance with regulations set forth by the Georgia Ethics Commission, it is the duty of every board member to avoid both conflicts of interest or interest of such conflict. Does a board member have any known conflicts of interest? Seeing none, Mr. Chair, we will proceed with our agenda.
Thank you, Ms. Blackshear. Are there any of the board members? Do you have any comments or remarks at this time?
I did attend the Georgia School Board retreat and our business meeting on March the 1st and the 2nd. And I just want to share one thing about our Youth Advisory Council. Georgia School Board Association is looking for a Youth Advisory Council, which we're looking for students to participate in the YAC. The YAC is a student leadership program that's given by GSBA. It's actually for high school students. It's giving them the opportunity to provide meaningful input in the school board meetings and aid them in their decision making. In addition, YAC members will have the opportunity to enhance their leadership skills. And this is the Youth Advisory Council. So I'm hoping that one of our seniors, juniors, high school students will be selected to serve on the YAC, which is the Youth Advisory Council with GSBA. It will give you the opportunity as well to be at the school board conference that we have in December. So you guys will be on stage and you will be talking to 180 school districts that will be attending. So I would love for our student to participate in this. The deadline is March 25th. So if we can kind of get that all rolling, so we can be a part of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Blackshear. Future board members, huh?
Yes.
Are there any other comments? I'd like to thank who's ever responsible for these big black baskets up here on this, up here on the podium. Very much appreciated. Again, thank you. I'm not sure who that goes out to, but it wasn't signed. Okay, but thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, comments from the superintendent?
Yes. Good evening, Board Chair. Board Chair Starfin. I think I'm there now. Awesome. Board Chair Starfin, Vice Chair Rouse, board members, all of our constituents who are here with us tonight in person, and those who are joining us virtually. I am going to ask Ms. Dotsekas if she will come to the microphone. We want to make a special presentation to our 5th grade students from JES, so I'll turn it over to Ms. Dotsekas at this time.
Good evening, Board Chair Starfin, Vice Chair Rouse, board members, Superintendent Dr. Mack Bullard, and good evening, parents and students and teachers, those of you that are with us tonight and those of you that are joining us online. In the fall of 2023, we began our United Way campaign to benefit our community. And each school had a goal. We also provided our students with a goal as well, and we started a contest with them. And in that contest, we told them that the grade level that raised the most change, pocket change, would get an ice cream party. And this contest was from pre-K all the way through high school. And I am proud to say that Jeffersonville Elementary School 5th grade class raised $236 in pocket change. So great job. I would also like to thank our special teachers that helped head this up. We have Ms. Tammy Pierce and Mr. Mark Davis. If you will come forward, and I apologize, $237 in change. So if the two of you will come on up, that's a lot of change to gather.
Yes.
So between 2 classrooms for 5th grade, they did an amazing job. And we have a great number of students that are here tonight. We are very proud of you, and we are proud of you being willing to come and donate your change to give back to your community. So when I call your name, I'd like for you to come forward And I'm going to let Mr. Davis and Ms. Pierce give you your certificate. And if you will, line up here in the front because we want to honor you and take some photos. Julian Brown. Zayla Bond. Emily Riles. Deontay Tharp. Taven Carr. Skylar Taylor. Star Taylor. Marciana Cornelius. Aretta Clance. Dion Stevens. Layla Williams. Sanaya Rogers. Josiah Anderson. And Lamar Willis. And did I get everybody's name?
Awesome.
All right. Let's stand and give them another round of applause. This was hard work for them bringing in that change. There's nothing better than seeing our students giving back to our community.
Oh, did they get the ice cream yet?
They did get their ice
Okay.
cream.
All right, so. It's good to see you, Ms. Stokes. It's good to be seen.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Dotsekas, and congratulations to our fifth grade students. I do want to remind the parents and the students that tomorrow, Wednesday, March the 13th, is an asynchronous day. So our students will work from home or a different location at a time that is best for them. Teachers will provide students with packets or electronic documents for students to complete virtually, and work will be graded and counted as credit in the grade book, and teachers will be participating tomorrow in professional learning and conducting parent meetings throughout the day. So parents, please make sure you have your children's space at home or wherever you're going to have them working tomorrow ready to complete their asynchronous assignments. And on this coming Friday will be report card day. Report cards do go home this Friday, parents and guardians, so please make sure you look for the report cards. If they come home and say they don't have it, they do have it. They do have it. The report cards go home Friday, so parents, make sure you review your students' progress. And if you have any questions about anything that you see there, make sure you contact your teachers for a conference to be scheduled. I want to also announce about the grand opening of the Twiggs County Wellness Center. We're very excited about our school-based health center grand opening, which is going to be on Tuesday, March the 26th. It'll be pretty much an all-day event, but the ribbon cutting portion will be from 10 a.m. till 11, and that'll be in the gymnasium at JES. So if you're available, we would love for you to come and attend the ribbon cutting session. And then in the afternoon, after school is dismissed, from 3:30 to 6:30, we'll have many family and community groups there in terms of information being given out. Entertainment will be available, food, and we'll be providing tours of the school-based health center as well. So we want the family members and community to come out, have an opportunity to see the school-based health center that's going to be available to provide medical, dental, mental health, and ultimately vision care for all of our students, their immediate families, and our staff. So this is a great opportunity for our school district, ensuring that our students are well, both physically and mentally, so that they can excel in all that they do in school. I also want to announce that on last Saturday, March the 9th, at West Lawrence High School, the Twiggs County Middle High School Band participated in the Middle Georgia Band Festival competition. And that is an annual competition where high school bands come together and they all perform in front of a set of judges. And they either are rated as good, excellent, or superior. And it is my great pleasure to announce that the Twiggs County Middle High School Band was rated as superior at the Middle Georgia Band Festival competition. I had no doubt that Mr. Stackhouse was going to have them ready. We are so proud of them. You see them celebrating there in the picture. They did an amazing job. We want to congratulate those students on their hard work. We want to congratulate Mr. Stackhouse, who is also our District Teacher of the Year, on this great accomplishment as well, and more celebration will be forthcoming. And last but not least, this is School Board Appreciation Week. And to honor the invaluable contributions from today, actually yesterday through Friday, the state of Georgia is using this week to celebrate all school board members, and Twiggs County Public Schools will actively partake in this statewide celebration, showcasing our appreciation for our devoted service of our school board members. School board members are entrusted by the citizens of Twiggs County with the responsibility to ensure that every student receives a high-quality education that will set the stage for their success, both personally and professionally. Having a quality education still stands as the single cornerstone for individual success and achievement. And our Board of Education members devote numerous hours attending meetings, engaging in local and state training, collaborating with educators, governmental officials, civic leaders, parents, and other fellow board members to make informed decisions to promote high-quality educational attainment and extracurricular growth for all of our students within our community. And on behalf of the Twiggs County District and School Administration, our teachers, our staff, our students, we extend our heartfelt appreciation for your tireless efforts in enhancing our community and positively impacting the lives of all of our students. Your unwavering support, dedication, and commitment are truly commendable. And as we celebrate School Board Appreciation Week, we extend our sincerest prayers and God's blessings upon you and your families. Congratulations, board members. Mr. Chair, that's where that nice box came from.
Well, again, I just want to say thank you, and I think I speak for all the board members here. It's greatly appreciated. At this time, we're going to move into our business portion of the meeting. And this time we'll get the field requests from the superintendent, or the fundraisers, excuse me.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chair and board members, we do have field trip requests and fundraisers that we would like to get your approval on tonight. Beginning with the field trip request, you've already pre-approved 2 field trips, one of which I've mentioned tonight, but last Thursday, the JES third graders attended a Black History program at Dublin Middle School, and the Twiggs County Middle High School Band, as I already just mentioned, and we celebrated, attended West Lawrence High School to participate in the Concert Band Festival. On Sunday, the 17th of March, the band also is asking your permission to participate in the 24th Annual Macon International Cherry Blossom Parade, and that's going to be in Macon, Georgia, on Sunday, the 17th of March. On Thursday, the 21st of March, the 10th graders ask your approval to go to a field trip to see Georgia Tech on a college tour. On Monday through Wednesday, the 25th through the 27th, the Beta Club at JES and their newly inducted members would like to get your approval to attend the Beta Leadership Summit in Jekyll Island, Georgia. Tuesday through Thursday, the Beta Club would also like your permission from JES to participate in a service project at Brittany's Place right here in Jonesboro, Georgia. On Tuesday, the 9th of April, the middle school would like your approval to do a community service as well at the Twiggs County Senior Center. On Tuesday, the 16th of April, the Program for Exceptional Children from both JES and the middle high school would like to participate in the Special Olympics that's going to be held at FPD, which is First Presbyterian Day School, which is in Macon, Georgia. On the 25th, which is Thursday, April the 25th, the Program for Exceptional Children would like your approval to go to Academy Sports in Warner Robins, where their students will tour and learn about jobs in the retail store. And Friday, the 26th of April, the pre-K students at JES would like your approval to go to Lane Southern Orchards, which is in Fort Valley, where they'll learn more about the pecan, peach orchards, strawberries that are being grown there. And on the 10th of May, which is a Friday, the Program for Exceptional Children would like your approval to travel to Rigby's Entertainment in Warner Robins for their end-of-the-year trip. In reference to fundraisers, the Twiggs County Middle High School Fine Arts Program would like your approval to have a fundraiser to sell ads for the Lion King Jr. production that they're planning for March 22nd through 23rd for next year. Starting the 19th of March, the Junior Beta Club at the middle school would like to sell ice cream sandwiches, and they'll sell those sandwiches to raise funds for field trips, competitions, and service projects. The JES Beta Club would like your approval to sell Coca-Colas at home and at school from the beginning of March through June the 20th, and they'll use those funds for national exhibits, for leadership summits, and for qualifying events in those summits. The 5th through the 15th of March, the 5th graders at JES would like to have a fundraiser. They'd like to actually have students be able to purchase St. Patrick's Day Lucky Charms cerealgrams, and they'll use those funds in order to have activities such as T-shirts, cookout food, supplies, different decor, and snacks for the 5th graders. The 21st of March through the 12th of May, the Beta Club at JES would like your approval to sell spring goodie bags, and they'll use those funds to participate in the national, state conventions and leadership summits. They also would like to have Krispy Kreme sales for the same purpose. And then the boys basketball team would like your approval to sell regional champ t-shirts March the 6th through the 6th of April, and those funds will be used to support the boys basketball team. The 1st of May through the beginning of the year, the 30th of September, the Beta Club would like to sell Tiger Pop Club competition, and they'll use those funds again to participate in the Beta Club competitions. And the 3rd of May, the middle school would like to host a black and gold ball, and they would use the funds from that black and gold ball in order to help support the SGA programs throughout the year. That ball will be held in the small gym. Board members, that concludes our field trip and fundraisers that we'd like your approval.
Thank you, Dr. Bullard.
You're welcome.
I will now entertain a motion to approve the district request for field trips and fundraisers.
I move that motion.
Second.
Okay, the motion to approve the district request for field trips and fundraisers was properly made by Ms. Blackshear and second by Ms. Stokes. Is there any discussion? Okay, the question is on the adoption to approve the district request for field trips and fundraisers. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. All right, Mr. Alston.
Good evening, Board Chair, Vice Chair, Board members, Superintendent Dr. Bullard, constituents in person, virtually. Board members, thank you for all you do, and happy Appreciation Week. According to our budget calendar, we're beginning to provide updates to our internal and external stakeholders regarding highlights that will be crucial to developing our fiscal year 25 budget. It does align with our vision of generate excellence, one team, one goal, and our mission to inspire, challenge, and prepare all students to compete globally. In fact, it aligns with all of our strategic plan goals. 1, learning and wellness for all. 2, excellence ahead. 3, doing things the Twigs way. 4, growing and sustaining our village. And 5, a premier people first organization. So updates. One of the most important things we look at during this time is what's happening in the legislation. It provides us an idea of what the governor, the General Assembly is proposing and how that impacts our budget. First, it is proposed for a $382.1 million increase to the base salary schedule for K through 12 certified teachers. The governor has been very visible and diligent about providing increases to the state salary schedule, and he plans to continue that effort. $205 million to increase the pupil transportation grant to cover approximately 31% of the total transportation costs, and this is up from about 17% in 2023. There has been a lot of advocacy relating to transportation, specifically in rural districts, and those conditions and pay, so they are providing more funding in the formula to accommodate those rising needs. $104 million to establish the school's security grant. This is new, and it's also exciting because now they're proposing to provide a permanent funding source in our quality-based education grant that will sustain personnel, equipment, and infrastructure. So instead of we receiving one-time grants from the state like we have in the past, they're going to continuously fund this. So we're excited about this as well. $23.6 million to increase the salary schedule for certified and assistant pre-K teachers by $2,500, and $11 million to reduce pre-K classroom sizes from 22 to 20. Over a 4-year phase-in, the smaller the class, the more it costs. So they are giving extra dollars in order to accommodate a smaller class size in our pre-K levels. Benefits. Benefits has been a trending topic in education. The rising costs for our certified and non-certified personnel. The state is funding $244 million to finance the increased employer share as it relates to our certificated educators. The employer contribution rate is currently $1,580, and it will increase to $1,760 starting July. And so we do see that increase steadily happening. The employer contribution rate for our non-certified staff, which is mostly a local impact, it's right now $1,195 per month, and it's increasing to $1,445, and it will start in January of 2025. So we do expect another increase in January 2025 that will impact our local dollars, because that's the funding source that pays for it. The district as a whole, we plan to reduce our current budget fiscal year 24 from $10,315,508 by 7%, giving us a new baseline of about $9.6 million. This is important because ESSER funds and a lot of grants that we've had gave us the appearance that we have an abundance of dollars, but they're going away. So it's time for us to go back to pre-pandemic budget trends, and this will put us in line with if we was to continue our budget trends if COVID did not happen. The same thing that's happened across the state, we have to reset baselines, and this will put us more in line to where our funding and revenue sources will be. This will be handled through attrition, looking at our existing programs, our contracted services, and our non-operation expenditures, salaries, and payroll. Establish a goal of increasing the fund balance. It will always be on the forefront, especially in this seat, to ensure that we have enough surplus in order to move us forward for multiple years. Staff raises, you heard me talk about this in the prior slide, will be given based upon state allotment and what we have from the state. So we're going to match what the state provides us. We're not doing nothing more. New leadership bill that is taking place. Teaching and learning will provide more information as they're gathering information from the state, but there will be some requirements through a House bill that we may have to consider. So we are looking at this in the FY25 budget. Evaluation of the tax millage rate is always on the forefront. We want to make sure that our millage rate stays the same and that our population with the proper assessment is growing enough to sustain us. So we'll, of course, continue to look at it every year as we have in the past. Stakeholder engagement that we're looking to take place is to provide the board more audit training, so you can get a chance to see that process more. Financial statement reviews, one of the responsibilities as well. The budget process, we're doing that actively. State of finance meetings, whether that's virtually or in person, and we've done that in the past as well because we want to be very transparent about our budget process in the community. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns about the first budget update?
Questions? I have one. I was looking at last year's budget, and what caught my eye was the board policy recognized the need to maintain sufficient year-end balances to minimize undesirable programmatic reductions or changes in guides, the long-term focus by initiating budgetary actions well in advance of such reductions. What I was looking at was the sufficient year-end balance. And when I look at the chart on the previous page, it seems to be that the goal is to have at least $500,000. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Those are, if you're looking at the budget book, those are projections, forecasted projections. Right. So as we look at real time, it is to add 2 to 3.5% would be to add to our existing fund balance as we get our auditor report back. So $500,000 is definitely doable, but it's not sufficient enough for us to maintain. So we're going to continuously grow until we get about 12 to 15% of the budget expenditures for that year.
And this is what the expectation at the end of May?
End of June 30th.
End of June 30th?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the monthly financial report.
So our month-end financial report, February 29th, 2024. It is a budgetary document. It supports our mission and vision, as has been stated, and it also aligns with all our strategic plan goals 1 through 5, which has been stated. So in the general fund column, we have collected 74% of the receipts in this particular month. We have expended 67%. So we're running a 7% surplus currently at the end of February, which means that we are actively building the fund balance month over month. So we're excited to be in that position. Debt service fund, as we talked about, we've met our financial obligations with our existing bonds. Special revenue funds, our title funds, special education funds, we are being reimbursed for those expenditures. So we, of course, we pay ahead out of general, and general fund is reimbursed through these programs. And as of today's date, this February 29th, we have $457,760 that we've accumulated. Capital projects, this is mostly related to our bond that was approved March 2023. We're 79% into that budget with our ongoing projects. For our school nutrition, collected 60% of the receipts, 63% has been expended, and school nutrition has always been our healthiest fund balance. Ms. Sandra does a phenomenal job at adhering to those guidelines. It is a separate program, separate business unit, so she does a phenomenal job adhering to the federal guidelines in that program. Are there any questions or concerns?
Questions? All right. Thank you, Mr. Olson.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ms. Reeder, the federal program budget.
Good evening, Board Chair Karstafen, Vice Chair Rouse, board members, Superintendent Dr. Mac Bullard, and stakeholders. And board members, I'd like to say again, thank you for everything that you do for Twiggs County Public Schools. Tonight, I'll be presenting on the federal programs budgets. This is an action item. It aligns with our vision, generating excellence, one team, one goal, and our mission to inspire, challenge, and prepare all students to compete globally, and aligns with our strategic plan goals of learning and wellness for all and excellence ahead, academics, facilities, and opportunities. We're bringing this before you tonight because we are in a season of cross-functional monitoring, which will officially take place on March 28th, 2024. They will be monitoring our finances and the programs for the grants that we're going to be discussing today. It also includes IDEA, which I will not be discussing today. Mr. Howell handles the IDEA grants for the special education program, but they are included in cross-functional monitoring. The first grant that we're going to talk about is ESSER 3 ARP. This is a carryover grant. It ended last year, the ESSER 3 did, and the carryover funds were $1,048,308. This grant in carryover is covering 8 staff members' salaries and benefits. It is covering the retention supplements that the governor had put forth, that all staff members would receive a $1,000 bonus that were included in FTE, but his directive was also, if we wanted to include all staff members, that we could utilize ESSER 3 funds to cover the difference, and that is what we did. It also covers Kelly Services, our substitutes, United Way Read United program, and indirect costs. We are also being monitored with the School Improvement Grant. The School Improvement Grant was given to us in the amount of $150,000 for Twiggs County Middle School only, due to the fact that they were on that list of being a CSI school, which we have now come off of that list, in part due to the support that this money was giving to us. We are covering interventions with this grant, iReady, science, math, and data consultants, travel to the Innovative School Summit and At-Risk Youth Conference, the dues and fees for the Innovative School Summit and At-Risk Youth Conference. Title I is covered in cross-functional monitoring. It is for improving academic achievement. The original award in 2024 was $526,271. They always have a mid-year adjustment. This year, with the mid-year adjustment, it went down just a fraction to $526,254. Then we add to that the carryover from last year, from fiscal year 2023, which was $15,526, to have a new fund of $541,780 for Title I fund fiscal year 24. With those Title I funds, to impact improving academic achievement, we start off with set-asides, which will include the district data retreat. It includes family engagement, the supplemental language program for our ESOL students. We have a homeless set-aside that is required, and an administrative costs, audits, and indirect costs. Once the set-asides come out, then the school allotments are allocated, and all of this was covered as to how we did it and what funds were set aside. We had covered that back in August and in September and October. We had presentations covering these grants in more detail back then. Jeffersonville Elementary now has a school allotment after those adjustments and the carryover of $156,288. The middle school has $111,888, and the high school has $82,584. At all 3 schools, it's paying for academic coaches, Right Score, professional learning, the STAR reports, accelerated reader, progress learning, Power Up, instructional supplies, and additional software. Then we have the Title IIA grant, which is covering improving teacher quality. Including the carryover from last year of $6,711, we have a total of $73,518 this year. It covers our induction program, approved endorsements, professional learning specialists, conferences, Middle Georgia RESA, stipends, indirect costs, and audit costs. Then the Title 5B grant covers rural and low-income schools, and it's a total of $64,799, which comes from an allocation of $22,224, plus the carryover from last year of $1,494, and we transfer Title IV dollars that are awarded to us in the amount of $41,061. We transfer it into this Title 5B grant. It serves all of these purposes. It pays for our PBIS, stipends, travel, conferences, after-school and summer school bus transportation. So tonight, what I am asking is for approval of these grant awards, called a grant award notices, and the planned expenditures for these. Again, they've been reviewed 3 different times this school year. We are looking to approve the Title 1A 1003 School Improvement Grant. That's the one that went to the middle school. ESSER 3 ARP carryover. Title 1 Improving Student Achievement. Title 2 Improving Teacher Quality. And Title 5B Rural and Low Income. And we are approving this for the purpose of cross-functional monitoring, satisfying, checking off a box, for all practical purposes. Are there any questions?
These are all federal grants, right?
Yes, sir. That we discussed on 3 other occasions.
All right. Are there any questions?
And I asked the induction program, what is that?
That's for our teachers new to teaching, new to us, changing of a grade level, changing of a career. All of those are included in that, providing support for those new teachers coming in. We provide it for 2 years on a tiered basis. The first year has more intensive support. The second year, we pull back a little bit. And the third year, they're ready to kind of fly on their own.
Is this kind of what Ms. Oates is doing?
Yes, ma'am. It's part of what Ms. Oates is doing. Flavia Gunter comes in as contracted services and supports them as well, which Ms. Oates works closely with her. We also have Dr. Griffin Stewart, who comes in and supports those teachers, meeting with them after school from time to time as well.
Are there any other questions? Okay, at this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the federal program budgets.
I move the motion to approve the federal program budgets.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, the motion to approve the federal program budgets has been properly made by Ms. Blackshear and second by Ms. Stokes. Is there any discussion? Okay, the question is on the adoption of the motion to approve the federal program budgets. All.
I'm sorry, I got one more that I would like
Okay,
about the ESSER 3.
Yes, ma'am.
With, I know we got a lot of them that's in here. Would these just stay like this, Dr. Bullock? Will we always use these services that we have on here? Or will it be like?
No, that's how it is currently been allocated. That does not mean
That we're going to continue their service?
That
Okay.
is just how it's allocated this year. Does
Okay.
not mean we'll continue.
Sorry about that. You can,
No, okay. Because the ESSER funds, that's running out.
yes,
Yes,
that's
Correct.
what I, yeah.
September.
Okay,
Okay, yes.
all right. Are there any other questions or discussion? Okay, the question is on the adoption of the motion to approve the federal program budgets. All in favor, raise your hand. The motion passes unanimously. At this time, let's see, what do we have next? The calendar, okay.
Yes, sir. Now I'll be discussing as an information item the 2025-2026 calendar. And again, this aligns with our vision, generating excellence, one team, one goal, and our mission to inspire, challenge, and prepare all students to compete globally, and with our strategic plan goals, learning and wellness for all, excellence ahead, academics, facilities, and opportunities, and importantly, doing things the Twigs way. Our calendar reflects how we do things here in Twigs. As we've done before in the past, we have solicited staff input into the calendars, giving stakeholders a voice. We discussed the calendars during senior cabinet multiple times. We have an asynchronous team that is meeting currently to give input to how we utilize asynchronous days. I have met with the Twiggs County Middle High School staff and with the Jeffersonville Elementary staff. Then there was a survey that was sent out to all staff members. We reviewed the surveys and the input that came out of all of those meetings, again with the senior cabinet, and I put together the calendar that you have in front of you. And the stakeholders are seeing the calendar as I'm going through this. We had some things to consider. We will be considering adjusting how the asynchronous days falls, and they are not indicated on the calendar that you're looking at. Again, it's just an information item. We haven't got to that point because we are still waiting on this next asynchronous day tomorrow, and then the asynchronous team will be meeting to discuss how things have been going this year and what things to consider as we put those days in place into the calendar. There were some conversation about options for spring break. There was some conversation about options for a start date. However, we're not able to fit some of the things that they wanted us to consider into the calendar. And then there was some decisions that needed to be made about holidays in November, February, and then how post-planning worked out. As we plan the calendar, we have to remember that we need to have 180 days for instruction. We have to include 190 days for our teaching staff, and there are some others that fall on that, and they are contracted for 190 days. And then we have to also include how do we fit into the calendar for those employees who are 12-month employees with 226-day contracts. And then, of course, there's some that are in between the 190 and 226. All of those have to be considered as we plan for the calendar. For the survey results for spring break, you see in the presentation that you have in front of you that it was spring break occurring March the 30th through April 3rd. So the calendar that's up here and the calendar in front of you reflects this from the survey results. Also, we were considering the student holiday and staff holidays, and when we started back in January. What you see in front of you is the final decision after the surveys have gone out and the input from the staff that we would return with a student holiday January the 5th. The staff would return January the 5th for a planning day. And then February the 13th would become a regular day of school for students and staff. Staff will then not report to school on May 29th for post-planning. And that is to make sure everything fits within those 180 and 190 days. That came after the surveys went out, and that's the pieces that of the puzzle that fell into place. There were some additional things that were asked to be considered, such as having professional learning days with half days for students and the other half is professional learning, Asynchronous days used as days to contact parents or meet with parents more. Both of those things are coming, will come into those conversations with that asynchronous team as we get ready to move forward. And of course, the asynchronous team is meeting to work out all of these concerns, and they will be reflected when I bring the calendar back to you for an approval item. Are there any questions? This is just an informational item, the first time being presented to you. Then if you have input, then we can make some changes to the calendar before I bring it back to you for approval.
Are there any questions? There are no questions. Thank you, Ms. Reardon.
You're welcome.
Again, I want to thank each one of you for being here. Well, those of you still here. And we also want, at this time, we're going to make a motion that we move into executive session. Can I get a second?
Second.
All right. Thank you. The motion to move into executive session has been properly made by myself, the chair, and second by Ms. Blackshear. Is there any discussion? Okay, the question is on the motion to move to executive session to discuss personnel matters. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Again, thank you for your attendance, and at this time, we'll move into executive session. At this time, can I get a motion to return from executive session?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay. The motion to return from executive session has been properly made by Ms. Stokes and second by Mr. Rouse. Is there any discussion? For the question to return from executive session, the question is this, to approve the return from executive session. All those in favor, raise your hand. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, at this time, we need to have a motion to accept the superintendent's recommendation for the new hire 4899, as well as the resignation 3394, 3290, 3342, 3399, 3366, and 3410. Could I get a motion to and also one renewal? Okay. Oh, that's the whole class, right? Okay, I'm sorry. Also, in addition to the resignation and the new hire, we also need a motion to approve the classified staff. Can I get a motion?
I would like to make the motion to accept the recommendation from our superintendent for the new hire, for the resignations, as well as for the classified personnel.
Okay.
Recommendation.
Second?
Second. Oh, and renewals.
And renewals, okay. Okay, it had the motion to approve the superintendent's recommendations on the new hires, the renewal of the classified staff, and the resignations has been made by Ms. Blackshear and second by Mr. Rouse. Is there any discussion? Okay, again, the question is on the adoption of the motion to approve the new hires, resignations, and renewals recommended by the superintendent. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Is there any other business or discussion? Is that? If there's no, if there's no other business, this meeting is adjourned.